Consistency is also what has gotten me to become the woman that I am today. The person that I am today, in the amazingness of all that I am, the greatness of all that I am, wasn't born overnight. And I know that I say this a lot and I make jokes about it, but honestly, I love who I am. And if you can't say that with confidence, if you can't look yourself in the mirror every single day and love yourself to fucking bits and not be afraid to say to the world that you are amazing and you are greatness, it's something that you need to work on. Because everyone should love themselves to the fucking bits. Hello world, welcome back. I'm Jennimon and it is a beautiful day in Sydney today, and I'm so excited for this podcast because I spent a bit of time thinking, what do I want to share to the world? What do I want to talk about and give my 5 cents about this time? And I have an extensive list, a really long list of things that I want to talk about, but I thought, you know what, today I'm going to talk about me, and I'm going to talk about my core values in life and who makes Jennimon who she is, just to help you guys understand me a little bit better if you don't know me that well already. And I know core values is such an eye-rolling term. I used to roll my eyes at core values all the time, especially because when we hear the word core values, we always think of workplace, right? When we start a new workplace and we go through orientation, it's always about the company's core values. And honestly, who the fuck gives a shit about a company's core values, right? Like, unless you're the CEO, unless you're getting some sort of financial gain out of it, interests like shares, we don't really care. As long as we're there and we show up as our best self and we do our best work and we have fun, then that's what that matters, right? To us. Because employees are just replaceable numbers, really. But as I did my healing journey and as I did my self-discovery journey and I really started to, look at my branding, who I am and all that stuff, I focused on my core values and I get it now. I get why core values are so important to a company and also to individuals, because it helps us ground ourselves back to who we really are, and it helps us make more intentional decisions with our lives. And if you listen to my other podcasts, you'd probably hear a recurring theme, which is consistently, intention, being present, all that stuff. And the thing is, we don't really ever grow up and identifying what our core values are, because we in general know what is important to us as humans and as beings and what's not. Love is important, honesty is important, integrity is important, all these things are important. But when we are able to actually hold ourselves true and know what are the most important core values are to ourselves, I do feel that it grounds us a lot, and it helps us make very important decisions in life when we're faced at forks, when we're faced at big decisions, when we're faced or at confusion and not knowing what to do. It's very important. In the same way, I believe that's why companies have core values, because when they're at a stage where they're making a huge decision in what they need to do to move something forward, they will then fall back to their core values. The same way that I feel like it works for me as an individual. And not everyone has core values. I know for a fact that my core values only surfaced in the last few years, but I'm going to explain to you my 4 core values that I have, and why they're important to me and why they make me who I am. And of course, I value a lot more things beyond these 4 core values, but these are the 4 that I've chosen. And they're not something that I've chosen in one setting as I've sat down and just listed them out. These came to me over time. Whatever resonated with me, and I was able to realize that, that's something that I definitely live by all the time. I've taken it and I've stuck with it. So the 4 core values that I live by are consistency, courage, connection, and kindness. And yes, at this stage, I really fucking wish that kindness started with a C, so that I could say that they all start with C, but it doesn't, and that's okay, it's fine. But I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about each one of these and why they make me who I am and why I find them to be really important core values in my life. So I'm going to start with a very easy one, which is kindness. Kindness to me is so important because at any given day, you don't know what anyone's going through. I'm a very open person with sharing my emotions. I'm someone who believes in soundboarding of people in my life. Like, I have close friends that I will open up to and express how I feel, because I believe it's important for our healing. I believe it's important for our decision making. And I open up. I'm not afraid to cry. I'm not afraid to offload. But at any given day, no one in this world knows what I'm going through. There are still things that I hold to myself. And it's not that I'm good at masking, even though I am. It's just because we only know our own deepest thoughts, and we only know what we're going through at any given day. And I do receive acts of kindness very often around me, because I'm surrounded by blessed and kind-hearted people. And I know how big of an impact those small acts of kindness help me with. Like the other day, I had a colleague just give me something really small, like a Care Bear. And although it was just a little small gesture, it meant everything to me, because it's not just the item itself. It's the action behind it. It's the meaning behind it that says, I'm here for you. I think also for me, I've grown up going through a lot in my life. Like I definitely feel like as a teenager, I grew up way too fast. I was exposed to things that no teenager should ever have been exposed to. I've faced things that I wouldn't want anyone in their life to face, no matter what age or time they're going through. And I hid a lot of it to myself. And I've had very, very dark days. Like beyond my breakup, I've had dark days as well. And so I've been on the other end. I've been on the end where I'm in the dark, and a little bit of kindness has gone a long way, or that I've wished people would be a little bit more kind. So I think for me, understanding the importance of kindness is huge. And it's easy to be kind when you're happy. It's easy to be kind when you're in a good mood and you're feeling generous. But it's also important to be kind when you're not your best self. And that's the part of me that I'm definitely still learning. I know that when I'm not my best self, I can lash out. I know that when I'm not my best self, it's easy for me to possibly say things that are a little bit harmful, because it all comes from a place of vulnerability. But I'm nowhere near perfect. And I hope that people understand that as you listen to my podcast, that as much as I have things that I want to help people understand and share, I'm not perfect. And me explaining all these things is just me trying to help the world understand who I am and how my teachings and my learnings can help you become your best version of yourself as well. But yeah, it's easy to be kind when we're feeling fucking great. It's also easy to be kind to people that we love. It's easy to be kind to people that give kindness back to us and we can benefit off them. It's much harder to be kind to people who we don't get any benefit of. And I think when I started to really reflect on this, I started to learn that me as a being, the person that I am, the privileges that I wake up to every single day, I'm someone who has the capacity to give back to the community, to give back to the world exactly as I am. I don't need to be a millionaire to open up an orphanage. I don't need to be rich to give back to people, because everyone has something in them, a skill or time that they can give back to everyone and someone in this world right here, right now. And I think that's why I value volunteering so much in my life. I volunteer because I love the idea that I can help someone and be kind to someone right now. That if I really truly value being a kind person, I don't need to wait to ever do it. And when I made that reflection for myself, that's when I realized, I'm someone who knows English. Why can't I teach English? I'm someone who has free time on my hands, even though I really don't. Why can't I give back to the community and society in the form of volunteering? So yeah, it's hard. It's harder to be kind to people that you might not ever receive kindness back from. But kindness is giving without expectation in return. That's generosity. And that's something that I definitely live by. And I hope that if you are someone who is my friend or connected to me, that I've only ever been kind to you. I know that as a person, I can be quite blunt when I talk, and I can have pretty bizarre ways of showing I love you in terms of bantering and jokes, but in the essence of it, I hope that my kindness does come out. And if I'm ever not kind to you, I would hope that you call me out so I know. So that's me and kindness. The second one that I have is connection. Connection, where do I even start? Is so important. Like, I do talks for Black Dog, and one of the things that I always say is it's scientifically proven that connection is just as an essential need as food and water. And I'm not saying that for my ass. I'm not saying that because I want this podcast to sound like amazing. No, I'm being serious. Like, it's scientifically proven. What that means is, if you really think about it, you can have water, you can have food, but if you don't have good, positive connection, your quality of life is not going to be great. And so I value connection in my life. And if you're someone who's my friend or connected to me, I hope you see that within me. I hope you understand. Like, I'm not someone who chases connection. I won't beg for you to stay in my life if you don't want to be. I let you go with love. But if you are someone I'm in connection with, best understand that I will do everything that I can to keep that connection strong and open, because I value you, because I value that the energy you bring into my life, the input, the positivity that you bring into my life, the learning lessons that I learned from you. I value all of that. Positive connections are hard to come by because not everyone that you meet will be a positive connection in your life. So when you have someone great, hold on to them. If you love someone, love them dearly. Show them you love them. Don't be stingy with your love. And that's probably why, like, I love all my friends. And I say this all the time. I love my fucking friends to bits. And I value every single person in my life because they've ultimately contributed to who I am today. So connection is so important. It just makes or breaks your world. And I mean that. For example, you can have the most amazing job with the most amazing pay, but if the people that you work with are assholes and they're shit, you will hate your life. You will not want to go to work. You would not want to be there for a second or for a minute. And that's all about connection. Vice versa, I was working in retail in Optus for 8 years of my life, and I hated the job. I suck at sales. Can you imagine me trying to sell anything? I deterred sales. I nearly got fired because I was deterring. Anyways, but I stayed there for so long because I love the people that I work with. It was so hard to leave because of the people that I work with, and that's positive connection. Right now in my job, like, the team that I work with, like, I love them so much. They're so much fun. And is it mildly concerning that my manager has now become one of my best friends? Like, honestly, I don't care, because it makes my life, it makes me skipping to work every single day so much better. I love my life, and I get to wake up so happy and so blessed to be surrounded by all the people in the dance community, by everyone that I love. And connection is a core need in our lives, and that's why it's important to me. I value my connections very much, and I celebrated my 30th last year, and I think it was quite shocking to a lot of people that I actually had 80 people turn up to my 30th, and everyone said to me the same thing. They're like, damn, Jenny, you have a lot of friends, or like, you're loved by a lot of people. And I fucking know. And it's because every single person there, I value you. Every single person there, I put effort into that connection because it's important to me. It takes a lot of work, but good things take work. So I thank everyone in my life for contributing to the person that I am today. And that's why connection to me is one of my core values. The next one I have is consistency. Consistency really ties back to one of my podcasts where I talk about self-discipline, because hand in hand, it is kind of the same thing. Consistency is also what has gotten me to become the woman that I am today. The person that I am today, in the amazingness of all that I am, the greatness of all that I am, wasn't born overnight. And I know that I say this a lot and I make jokes about it, but honestly, I love who I am. And if you can't say that with confidence, if you can't look yourself in the mirror every single day and love yourself to fucking bits and not be afraid to say to the world that you are amazing and you are greatness, it's something that you need to work on, because everyone should love themselves to the fucking bits. So yeah, the person that I am is because I've carved myself to be this person. It's because I wanted to be the best version of myself. And the only way that I got here is through consistency. It's through consistency of showing up every day and doing things that I know are healthy for me. Doing things I know that are beneficial for me. Very obvious example is being fit, staying active, going to the gym. These things are so easy to not do, right? So easy to overlook and so easy to just think, oh, it's not important. And they're not really fun things. Like I actually hate going to the gym. It's not something that I look forward to every time I go. It's something I do out of self-discipline and consistency and for my own health, because I know that with lupus, weight bearing is an important thing for my joints. So I go. And that's the thing. I get to stand where I am today and be strong, be active, be healthy, be in my best shape, be fit. And I'm not saying this as an average person. I can very proudly sit here and say that I am probably healthier and fitter than most people in my age, even though I have lupus. And I'm so proud of that. Like, I was born with the disadvantage of being able to be healthy and strong because of my condition, because I have lupus. And yet I defy all odds, and I'm still here today, and I'm still able to say that I am probably in the high percentile of most people in my age because of my consistency to show up. And it's not just about fitness. It's also about emotional health and mental well-being. I went through one of the most horrific breakups of my life. Like, not many people have to date someone for a whole decade and then get their heart torn out. It's not an ideal thing, but I still stand here today so in love with life and so proud of who I am and so ready for what is to come in the unknown, because I practice consistency with my mental health journey, because I practice consistency with showing up for myself every single day and doing things that may not seem like they yield any fruit in the moment. Like, I don't leave every single meditation feeling like my life has changed, but I know that over time with consistency, it builds within me. So these things are so important. Consistency as well with my career. Like, I didn't know what I was doing for a long time, but with consistency, I was able to kind of find myself back into a place where I'm really proud of myself now. I'm quite comfortable. So it's the consistency to show up for yourself, and it's the consistency, and you owe it to yourself to live a life that you want to live for yourself and be strong, be resilient. That's pretty much what it is. Like, if you're not able to commit to yourself, then who is? So that's why, to me, consistency is definitely a core value. The last one is courage. And this is huge. Courage is huge. Because courage and having courage and not having courage, being courageous, is the difference between you having the future you want, you being the person you want, or not. Courage is the barrier between you doing something that could change your life or not. Courage got me here today doing this podcast, because it was scary to decide to open a YouTube channel and talk smack to the world, because you get judged. I know that some people roll their eyes and judge me, and I don't give a shit. Courage took me abroad to Georgia to pack my bags and go and explore a whole new life. And yeah, courage took me to the job that I have today, because I wasn't afraid to leave where I was comfy to start something new. Courage as well was huge for me when it came to falling in love again, because after my breakup, I was faced in the darkest places that I've never been before, and I nearly lost myself. And the feeling that you feel after your heart has been torn to shreds is something that you never ever want to go through again. The amount of strength it takes you to get out of that dark hellhole, you never want to face that again. But for a lot of people, it stops them from wanting to pursue love again. It stops them from being excited to fall in love again. But for me, I don't see it that way, because I would never ever want fear to stop me from feeling something so beautiful as love. Again, I'm not afraid. Maybe I'm afraid, but I'll do it anyway because I believe in the courage within me. I've never voiced this before, but I actually have recently fell in love again. It was wild. It was so fucking wild because I was not expecting it. It just happened out of nowhere, and it didn't even end well. And yeah, but in the moment, you can't control how you feel, right? So I didn't want to let my fear of being brokenhearted in the past stop me from feeling something so beautiful in the moment. And I won't let it stop me ever again. And to that person that I did fall in love with, I don't even think he loved me back. But it doesn't matter because that's how I feel, right? And I don't love people because they love me back. I love people because I see the light in them. I love people because I see the amazingness in them. And I just hope that if he ever does watch this, he just knows that despite how we ended, I only let him go with nothing but love. And I hope he also has the courage in him to love himself as well. And that he finds peace and happiness. And that's with or without me. But yeah, it's a lot of courage for me to even voice that here today. It's a lot of courage for me to want to consider potentially talking about these things because they're quite intimate to me. I know that in any way I'm not obligated to share these things in my life, but there's a courage in me that makes me not be afraid to do these things. But I think that's why for me, courage is something that is just a key core value in my life because I'm changing people's lives with the courage that I have within me. And I mean it when I say this. I have people reaching out to me from my videos saying that they're so grateful for the insight that I've shared, that I've opened their eyes to different ways of viewing things. And even though it's not a whole flooding of inbox every day, just to know that I've been able to help shape and form and inspire a few people here and there from my YouTube videos because I've had the courage to come on this platform and speak has been the most amazing and the most rewarding thing that I've ever done for myself. And I would never be here if I didn't have the courage to be here. So yeah, courage is huge. And these are the 4 pillars. These are the 4 core values that I am built on. And maybe in the future I'll add more as I go along. Maybe I'll change them. I don't know. But I hope that you can see these 4 values in me and how they make up who I am and the decisions that I choose to make every single day. But with that, I'm going to leave you guys here because it's hitting time. So I wish you guys nothing but the best. Peace and love, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Ciao, ciao.